Are you curious about how much sleep your child should be getting? Perhaps you have a small baby and you're worried that they're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you have a teenager, you're worried that they're getting too much sleep. Let's talk about sleep. My name is Sonja Walker. I'm the founder of Kids First Children's Services in Sydney, and we are a team of child psychologists, speech pathologists, occupational therapists, and teachers. We've supported thousands of children, and this question comes up a lot. So let's talk about children's sleep and why they need it. If you have a baby aged from birth through to 12 months, you'll know that your little person really, really needs sleep. And in fact, your baby is probably going to sleep for between 13 and 16 hours a day. Not all at once, of course, but we are hoping that there are some little gaps where you're going to get some rest as well while your little bubba gets their rest. In these early phases of life, your child does not have their own circadian rhythm set in. They don't really recognize when it's light and it's dark. And so their sleep is basically working on their physical needs. If you have concerns about your child's sleep patterns when they are an infant, it's very important that you seek advice nice and early from your GP or from your early childhood nurse. There can be things that get in the way of children's rest, and we want to make sure that all of those things are addressed nice and early so that your child is getting the rest that they need and that you are too. If you have a toddler aged between 1 and 2, life is starting to get fairly active. You've got words coming, you've got children on the move, and sometimes children are moving off into other care arrangements. Maybe you have another trusted adult who's taking care of your child for a period of time. Maybe your child is heading into a long daycare environment where there are other adults who are part of your family life. For your toddler, you are looking to try to achieve between 11 and 14 hours of sleep. They're super busy. All of those little pathways in their brain are firing and they are exploring the world. Of course, naps are going to be part of your toddler's life. So do check in with other adults if they are part of your world to find out what kind of routines they have, how much sleep your child is getting in the environment that they share with those people, so that you can make good decisions at home, that you can complement that at home, and that you can maybe mirror the rest and nap times so that there's consistency building for your child. If you have a preschooler, wow, you really are on the move. In the ages between 3 and 5, children's neural pathways are firing. They are exploring everything. They are making new friends. They are learning new things. They are constantly active and curious. And for that reason, they need their rest. If you have a 3 to 5-year-old, you're looking for 10 to 13 hours of sleep per day. And your child needs this because sleep helps them to manage their behaviour. We know that a well-rested child is better able to manage their big feelings. A well-rested child can learn. A well-rested child can play. And so it's important that you're thinking about these things if you have a 3 to 5-year-old. Naps may still be part of your child's world if they are 3 or 4. But of course, as big school gets closer, you'll be dropping those naps, and you may find, particularly at the end of the day, that children become a bit scratchy because they're just so fatigued. It's very important that we have good bedtime routines where we start to slow down and calm down nice and early, and children go to bed early enough so that they don't become overtired and then they kick in with that second wind at 9 o'clock at night. They get a deficit when it comes to sleep when this happens. So if you can build good early evening routines so that your children, particularly your preschoolers, are going to bed nice and early and getting a long stretch of sleep, they will be much better off the next day. Primary schoolers aged between 6 and 12 are also in a really demanding phase of life. Not only are they going to school and facing the learning and academic demands of their classroom, but they're also facing the social and emotional demands of their playground. They are engaged sometimes in extracurricular activities, and sometimes we have primary school age children who might be living across 2 households, or trying to manage the demands of things like before school care and after school care to meet the balance of a family that has working parents. If you have a primary school age child, they need between 9 and 12 hours of sleep. And of course, there's no nap time during the day. So this needs to happen in your family home. Again, those chill out routines, those calm down routines can make a big difference. A beanbag in a corner, some cushions that are set aside with some books, a time each evening where the lights go down, the TV goes off, the music goes off, we don't answer our phones and we just quieten down. Could I encourage you as well to think about the fact that your primary school aged child will need to get rest before the school week begins? Teachers often tell us that they have a classroom full of exhausted children on Monday mornings because weekends have been so busy. So if you have busy weekends, please factor rest and time out for your children into your weekend, because the cumulative effect of rushing around and having so much on the weekend does impact them in their school days. And of course, teenagers. Some of the teenagers I know could sleep for Australia. When they are little, all you want them to do is go to sleep. And when they're older, all you want them to do is get up. Now, there's a jolly good reason for teenagers needing between 8 and 10 hours of sleep a day, and that's because they're going through adolescence, they're going through puberty, growth spurts. Those big developmental changes are a physical thing, and they need sleep to be able to manage that physical development. They also need rest so that they can manage the academic demands of their school day, the social and emotional demands of life generally. And you might find that they're doing extracurricular activities. They might even have a part-time job. All of these things, living across 2 households maybe as well. So for teenagers, life is complicated. And the only way for their brain and their body to feel in balance is to have rest. So it's important, isn't it? It doesn't matter how old your child is. And might I suggest that in order to keep up with our kids, we need to get rest ourselves. I'd love to know what you do in your family to ensure that your children and you get the rest that you need. Pop your comment in the little comments below and share, because we all need as much help as we can get. Bye for now.